Hello and welcome to Brodual. This time we have Imperious, Races of Skyrim. This is a reimagining of the Resplendent race mod from the same author. Like the original, it tries to make the races of Skyrim more unique and diverse. More specifically, the mod gives each race 2 new passives and 2 new powers, with one being gained through a quest. It also adjusts each race's regeneration rates individually, which helps give them a small boost in certain areas. However, the initial skill bonuses remain the same. What's great is that NPCs will even make use of the new abilities too. In the video we'll cover each race so you'll get a basic idea of what they're now capable of, and first let's start with High Elves. High Elves are magical at their core, and their new abilities let them take advantage of more magic while also controlling the magic around them. The 2 passives give you increased survivability by letting you tap into your magicka and stamina as a type of life force. On top of that, you can make use of an arcane nova to absorb magic from enemies, as well as dispelling them with the blast. As I mentioned earlier, you can also unlock a second power through a quest, which depends on the race. For example, the Bosmer need to hunt animals, and the Bretons need to study, so it's basically another form of progression for your character, which we're always fond of. The High Elves unlock a power called Contingency, which unlocks a new form of auto-casting. You basically set certain conditions to automatically cast spells, like when you swing a weapon, or when you fall below a certain amount of health. It's pretty powerful, but it's limited by the spells you know. As you can see, the new abilities are much more unique compared to something like Highborn that the vanilla High Elves get, and it's the same for the other races. Argonians still come with their natural ability to resist poisons, as well as the ability to breathe underwater. They'll now also swim faster and regenerate much faster than other races, especially when injured. Their first power lets them spit acid to deal damage and lower an enemy's defense. Their second power is called Chameleon. This lets them replicate the skill levels of any target for 60 seconds, which can lead to some interesting results. So even though you build into an archer, you can still temporarily become a master mage or 2-handed warrior. Wood Elves come with much more exciting abilities that puts their cannibalistic and hunter traits at their core. One of the new passives lets you consume corpses to gain a random skill boost, and the other lets you mark animals for bonus loot, or mark enemies to weaken them in battle. The first power lets you study your prey, giving you advanced knowledge about your target's stats, which is perfect for a ranged or stealthy playstyle. After hunting enough enemies, you'll unlock the second power. This will let you use your beast's tongue to call a nearby predator to your aid, making them a permanent ally until they die, or until you release them. The Bretons still come with magic at their core, but the new abilities take their Manmer mixed blood a step further. The new passives let you regenerate your magicka and stamina faster when you're low, as well as giving you the potential to absorb incoming spells. Your first power lets you instantly turn a target's magicka and stamina to 0 for a short time, and your second power lets you summon a druidic storm that applies mind-altering effects to enemies. So Bretons are in a similar vein to High Elves, but with their own unique twist. The Dark Elves come with new abilities surrounding their spiritual ancestors. The new passives still make you resistant to fire, but they also come with changes for spirits. When you enter combat, you'll summon a spirit, which then works with your other passives to mark targets. Then if you kill a marked target, you're given increased loot and the potential to summon an extra spirit. Your first power lets you blend with the spirits, keeping you completely hidden while sneaking. And the second power unleashes the Hellfires of the Red Mountain to destroy weakened enemies. So lots of new abilities and powers to pay homage to the Dunmer homeland. The Imperials now have more control over their characters' stats. One passive gives them a random bonus to health, magicka or stamina when they enter combat, and the other lets them reconfigure their stats, resistances or skills at certain levels while sleeping. However, this is only at certain higher levels. Their first power lets them spy through the eyes of the nearest person, giving them increased intel on a specific location or person. And the second power instantly heals their 2 highest stats. The Khajiits have new abilities that enhance their feline characteristics. The passives let you move faster and spend stamina to pounce towards a target when sneaking. You'll now also deal more damage with your claws. Their first power, Whiskers, lets you use your cat senses to reveal who can detect you in the nearby area. And once you kill 60 enemies with your claws, you'll unlock Mischief. This lets you force any nearby enemies in combat with you to instantly stop fighting. The Nords come with new abilities that highlight their proud heritage. The passives still give you increased frost resistance, but on top of that you also regenerate faster when you're at low health. You'll also move faster when entering combat, which will also refill your stamina when it wears off. The first power gives you the ability to blast a humanoid once a day, giving you bonus damage against this race if you kill the target. Once you kill 10 targets with your first power, you'll unlock the Avatar. This will let you gain 50 bonus points to all combat skills for a short time, showing off the Nord's innate warrior tendencies. Orcs come with new abilities that highlight their strength and inner rage. The 2 passives give them the immediate advantage at the start of battle, giving them increased regen and the ability to stomp the ground to stagger enemies. The first power, Berserk, gives them increased damage and spell power. However, it activates randomly in battle and can only be used once a day. The second power is a little more predictable and lets you manipulate a target's health depending on your own. so it could be great for allies or destructive for enemies. And finally we have the Red Guards. Like the Dunmer, the Red Guards come with abilities that highlight their homeland. The two passives are called Dust Storm and Snakebite. The first opens a kill streak potential, giving you a small buff for each humanoid kill, and the second lets you stagger enemies. The first power charges you towards a target, dealing damage based on the distance travelled. The second power takes a completely different route, giving you the ability to turn invisible instantly. So the Red Guards will suit a fast moving and potentially stealthy playstyle. Overall, the new abilities and powers are undoubtedly more unique. We also like that they don't really force a player down a particular playstyle, but instead give you more options and expand on whatever playstyle you choose. Having NPCs use the new powers and have the passives is also a big plus, which creates further spontaneity in battle. Also be sure to check out the mod menu for some extra options. So if you're interested in giving the mod a go, then you can find everything you need down below. And as always, be sure to leave an endorsement on any mod you enjoy, and thanks for watching.